What's going on YouTube? Hayden Schreier making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Stellar Lumens to, I believe it is Bitcoin. Otherwise, let's jump into today's video. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification. We are 200 subscribers away from hitting 5K, and then I will be doing a Crypto TV merch giveaway, so that's going to be pretty cool, something to look forward to. Otherwise, to jump into today's episode, so we're basically going to be looking at the downside of things. I know you guys think I could be permabull or bullish in terms of the price, so we're definitely going to take we're going to play the devil's advocate and take another interesting look at the market from a downside effect. Otherwise, let's jump into the episode. So as you guys can see, I'm on the coin market cap. We have a current market cap of 201 bill, 24-hour volume 12.6, and then Bitcoin dominance of 55.2. So a slightly higher market cap and a slightly higher 24-hour volume. So we're seeing slight, hopefully positive movements in the market. And as you guys can see, from the higher market cap, we see higher prices. Percentages are all up, and we're seeing a lot of green all across the board today. So nothing too bad, nothing to be worried about. Bitcoin at $6,400, up 1.68%. Ethereum at $212, up 1.7%. So nice to see that above 200 again. Litecoin at $54.96, up 1.83%. But otherwise, 8 out of the 10 cryptos, the top 10 cryptos, are doing quite well. The ones that are down, Tether and Monero, are actually not even down by 1%. Almost not even 0.5%, but nothing to be worried about in my opinion. Lastly, let's move on now to these blue chip cryptos. I'm obviously going to be looking at Litecoin first, then Bitcoin. So as you guys can see, a lot of interesting thing has been happening in the past couple of hours today and yesterday. You will notice that we did actually manage to break up quite a decent amount. We shot up all the way to 55.50 yesterday. We got above the that resistance at $55, which was acting as a major support level in the past. You can also see we are trading sideways. We actually broke below at some point the downtrend here. You can see we have this massive candle reversal. Went all the way down to $51 and then reversed all the way back up to 55 almost. And you can see now we're again at 54.65, and we're slowly and slightly trying to break that $55 resistance. So I do think things look quite nice. I think we're going to head right back up to that high-low MMA. It's interesting to see this finally come back and approach that $55 level. You can see how much higher it was in the past. But you can see with this massive reversal candle, we're trying to stay above that downtrend. And I do want to play the devil's advocate now and say, if indeed we do decide to consolidate further, let's say we do not break this high-low middle moving average. I know we look good on the RSI, only at around 50. But if we do not break and cross the $55 resistance trend line, what I do anticipate happening is a pullback to the bottom here. I do think we will go to around $52. I think this downtrend will be tested again. So we're probably going to reverse back down, test $51, $52, basically the top of this downtrend. And if that does not hold, we should inevitably fall to $50. And then the lowest point I can see it really going to is about $45. But anywhere from 50 to 45 is a major pullback that I could see potentially happening. Now, truly, though, I did want to point out those price levels and the potential for us to pull back to there. But I truly think that we wouldn't do that. I do think the market has been quite exhausted, and I think we are due to start slowly heading back up by the end of 2018. I could really see an $8,500 Bitcoin, maybe a $70 or $80 Litecoin. I do think we're going to retest this high-low MMA very soon. I think with a volume injection, we should see a price action that moves us higher up to around the $60 level fairly quickly. Now, moving on to, I actually want to look at this on the daily to get a better view and see that high-low MMA. So what's interesting to note is we are so undervalued, I truly think, at this price. I truly think we should be seeing a Litecoin right around $75 right about now. You can see where we're facing a major resistance, this $55 level, if not the $54.50 level. You can see it's just acting as a major resistance for Litecoin's price movement. But I do anticipate that if we can get above this yellow downtrend, which you can see we're fighting right now, and we've been fighting, in the past. One there, you can see up here. We have had more of a resistance right up here. So you can see it's definitely acting as a major resistance area, but if we manage to break above both of these levels, I can see like an injection in the price and a major shot right up to around $76. I do project that we should take off to there, so definitely be mindful of that. Again, if we fall bearish and we cannot break once again through that downtrend, we have 2 other levels or 3 other levels, 49, 45, and then 40 exactly. So these are levels to be cautious of and maybe short cryptocurrency if we do manage to fall to levels like this and we cannot break this yellow downtrend. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is definitely taking a wild ride, guys. You can see the massive injection in the price right here of today. I'm shocked we actually fell to $6,100 previously today. We then went right back up to $6,500. So a massive volume injection has been happening, or a lot of manipulation has been happening within Bitcoin right now. You can see, though, that we are now on a second candle of green, and we are kind of heading towards E. I do think this Elliott wave will be completed. I do think we will move to E very soon. I do think $6,800 is definitely in the price level for 2018. I do think we will retest this high-low middle moving average. And if we manage to move up around, I'd say $500 or $600, I do think Litecoin will be able to retest $75, $76. So a lot is riding on Bitcoin right now. I do think there's plenty of momentum and there's plenty of support that will lead us to E. I think it does need to complete its Elliott wave, and then we'll see what it does after that. Either it's going to find resistance at 6,800 and bounce lower, or it's going to start using this as a support after we break bullish, and then we could potentially see that $8,500 like I was talking about. One thing to note too is this yellow uptrend right here. We are setting higher lows and we are setting lower highs. You can see these are higher lows, and then you can see the lower highs over here. We have one up here and then one over here. You can see how we're kind of going to end up at a point, if not at E, down in here. So it's definitely interesting to pay attention to. I do think we are definitely looking more bullish than we have in a very long time. The fact that we are setting these higher lows. So that is definitely something to pay attention to. Lastly, let's look at Ethereum, and then we'll wrap things up with Stellar Lumens. Ethereum looks quite nice in my opinion. I do think it is definitely taking a consolidation standpoint. I do think it is trying to trade sideways for the current price movement. I don't think it's going to shoot up very soon. I think at least a week of consolidation longer before it can retest its downtrend and potentially break up to around $350, basically retesting its high-low MMA. You can see it did find support at 160, so if we do bounce bearish off of 220 or this downtrend right here, we're probably going to get saved at the $160 level and then potentially pop up off of it in that little corner right there. So definitely pay attention to that. Ethereum is on my watch list, and I would recommend you guys to be paying attention to it too. Lastly, Stellar, not really doing much, but consolidating, kind of waiting for what the rest of the market is going to do. You can see that we are retesting its daily high-low MMA, which does look quite nice in my opinion. You can see there's a slight uptrend forming on Stellar Lumen's price, but otherwise I do think it is a good coin. It is kind of undervalued as of the moment. You can see we have been way above its high-low MMA that it just recently started back in April. Mid-April. You can see we are currently below it right now, and I do think if we can continue to retest its green band, we should be able to pop above and start using it as a support instead of such a negative resistance. But with all the fear in the market, and I've been doing a lot of talking to other acquaintances who are involved in cryptocurrency, not as much as I say I am, but more of an amateur standpoint, they're definitely thinking negatively towards the market. So that is definitely a good sign in my opinion. The more, because they hear about the news last, so the more they are negative towards cryptocurrency, the more potential I see this coin or crypto moving up and doing quite well, in my opinion. I think people wait till things are popular and then they invest in it, and that's when they end up getting hurt the most. You don't invest in something when it's the most popular. You obviously have to wait for it to either not be popular at all or after it comes down, then invest, because it could potentially take off again. But otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. Hopefully that news helped you guys. Giveaway at 5K. Turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.